So since I don't know what the width is, what do you think I should put for the width? You could probably do x. We're going to use w later, and so for the sake of not being confused, I'm going to put x. Don't know what the width is. I do know that the length is 2 inches more than the width. So what should I label the length? 2 inches more, x plus 2. All right. If the length and width are each increased by 3 inches, then the perimeter of the new rectangle will be 4 inches less than 8 times the width of the original rectangle. Wow, okay. One thing at a time. Draw a new rectangle. I'm going to draw it like right outside the other one, since these dimensions are related anyways. I know that the new rectangle, let's see, it says the length and width are each increased by 3 inches. So what should you label the red one, the new one, if the length and width are each increased by 3? If I increase by 3, okay, x plus 3, and then add 3 to this one, x plus 5. All right, and now it tells us the perimeter, okay? So we're gonna write this down too. The perimeter of the new rectangle is 4 inches less than 8 times the width of the original. Wow, okay. When I hear 4 inches less, what do I need to think?
Minus 4.
Minus 4. And then 8 times the width. To do that, I would do, right, multiply the two things. So the perimeter we know is 4 less than 8 times the width, which I represent as 8 times the original width, which we know is x. So 8 times the original, but 4 less than that, so minus 4. All right. Find the dimensions of the original rectangle. Okay, we'll do that in a second, but we're going to deal with the only thing we know, which is that the perimeter is of the bigger one, 8x minus 4. We're going to use that. So we know that perimeter in general, remember you add up all the sides, areas, length times width, this is perimeter. So add up everything, so perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width in general. The only perimeter we know, the one we got to use, is 8x minus 4. So that's the red one. 8x minus 4 for the big rectangle. If I just deal with the big rectangle right now, then I know 2 times the length. What's my length? X plus 5 plus 2 times the width is x plus 3. Should give me my perimeter. If you wanted to add up all 4 sides, like x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 5, x plus 5, it's the same thing. This is just maybe a little faster. Okay, that's the red rectangle. If you solve now, you should be able to find x, which would help you find the dimensions of the little rectangle. So can you please solve this equation? Remember, whenever I'm moving from one side of the equation to the other, I should be doing the opposite. So I should see you subtract 4x and add 4. Okay, x equals 5. Am I done with my problem? No.
Plug it in.
The original rectangle, which had a width of x, you know the width now. What's the width?
5.
Width is equal to 5 what? Inches. This is a word problem. Please use your units. Okay, and then the length is equal to 7. 5 plus 2. 7 inches. There's your answer. Okay, so for the sake of learning, if you need this, D is equal to RT. D stands for distance. R stands for rate. This time would be like miles per hour and stuff. T stands for time. If you already know that, great. If not, now you know. So you got a motion problem. Chrissa's driving to go see her grandma. If you don't visit your grandma very often, you should go go visit her more. Driving to her grandma's house for the weekend. She's going there on Friday. On Friday, she averages 40 miles per hour driving there. She returns home on Sunday. Traffic was lighter, so she was able to average 48 miles per hour. I don't know what highway she's driving on, but it is not very fast. Okay, and her driving time was 1 hour less. What's the distance between Chris's home and her grandma's house? You do have to do two equations because you have two separate instances of two different rates, okay, and times. So we got the first one on, I'm going to use F for Friday. On Friday, T equals RT. On Friday, we don't know her distance, but we do know her rate. How fast is she going on Friday? 40? 40 times her time, which, do you know it? No, so it's got to stay a variable. Okay, now on to Sunday. On Sunday, we do this again because we have a different rate this time. D equals RT. On Sunday, what's her rate? 48. So 48 miles per hour. It tells us that on Sunday she's able to drive a little faster, and so her driving time is 1 hour less. How do I represent that since I don't know the actual time? T minus 1. And here's the beautiful part about this problem is that because we know that on Friday she's driving the same distance as Sunday, I can set these equal to each other. This is a system of equations, right? So I say, okay, my distance on Friday should be the same as the distance on Sunday. If you don't want to use F and S, you could do 1 and 2. Okay, you know what those things are, and so you're going to plug in your equations. So my distance from Friday is 40t. My distance on Sunday is 48 times t minus 1. And that's another just linear equation. So can you please solve and see if you get the same thing as the people at your table? I will do on the board so you can check your work. Should get 6 what? T stands for time. This is 6 hours. Okay, did you answer the question? What is the distance between Carissa's home and her grandmother's house? 6 hours. No, that's not a distance, that's a time. So you need to go back. What do you think I should do with T? Plug it in, just like you've been doing systems of equations since Algebra 1. Does not matter which equation you plug into, you pick your favorite. And personally, I like to pick the one that's easier. So I'm going to take 40t and plug in 6. So the distance is 40 times 6. Oh man, you can do this without a calculator. If you need a calculator, it's fine. 6 times 4 is 24. Add a 0. 240 watts, miles. Now you've answered the question. So you're going to make yourself a little table here, and that is the easiest way to do these problems. Make a table to help yourself out. So we are going to have, lost my clipboard. You have the, I think, percent solution. Let's say this correctly. Strength, okay? So your strength, like your percent, how strong the solution is. You got your liters of how many you need. And then at the end, we're trying to figure out, okay, what liters would I have at the 15% solution? So liters of 15% solution. We've got 2 different kinds of strengths, and then you've got the 15 one. So I'm going to draw like a red line here, kind of like our totaling section. And then we've got our 25% and our 10%. So we'll start with 25%. You don't have to do that, but if it helps you. 25% we represent as 0.25, because you have to convert that to a decimal and move it 2 places to the left. 25%, do I know how many liters I have of the 25% solution? Nope. You're in math class, represent it with an X. So if I multiply those together, then I would know how many liters I have of the 15% solution. 25% of X liters would get me 0.25X. So I multiply these together. If you want to make a note, multiply these columns, okay? Okay, moving on to the 10% solution, 0.10. How many liters do I want of the 10% solution? 5. All right. And then again, let's multiply. I want 5 liters of the 10%, so 0.1 times 5. 10% of 5 is 0.5. I'll say it like that. It's not 0.05, but 0.5. Notice this one does not have an X because you know how many liters you have. So 1/10 of 5. All right, and our goal is to get something that has a strength of 15%. In order to do that, I have to add these two things, add them up. Add them to get X plus 5, because that would tell me how many liters I have in total. And then again, you are going to multiply these. It should be 15% when I multiply it by the number of liters. So 0.15 times my total number of liters is at X plus 5. So we're saying if I take, not in red, sorry, what you see in this right column, whoop, my bad. Okay, this part here. Part plus part equals whole. So my 25% solution plus my 10% solution should be equal to my 15% solution total. And so now I'm going to add these up. 0.25x plus 0.5 is equal to my total, which is 0.15 times x plus 5. Again, that's a linear equation, and so yes, you will just distribute and solve like you are used to. You can do 0.15 times 5, or 1500ths times 5. You're going to solve this like you do any other time you solve an equation. Okay, solve it out, and when you are done, you need to make sure that you tell me x is equal to how many liters. Because it's asking for how many liters of the 25% solution, you should be done because you'll notice x is that thing. I'll put the answer on the board for you to check, but try and get there yourself, okay?